Hi, everybody. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is spiritual medium psychic Ashley Smorowski here for another Wednesday night, totally free live readings to as many people as we can get to. It's amazing. I just hopped on and we already have 21 people in here. So we're just going to give it a minute for everyone else to kind of come in and find us. But hello, I can see in all the comments, everyone saying hi. Hello, hello, hello. If you guys could, while we're waiting, if you could, I very much appreciate it. Please share this, invite anybody that you think may be interested, share it to your social media, text people. I don't care how you get it out there, just share it. I appreciate it. If you are new to me, my name is Ashley. Again, I am a spiritual medium psychic. So what that means is I'm able to connect with your loved ones on the other side, your guides, your angels as well. And everything that I do is meant to serve your highest good. It's meant to serve your healing in whatever way, shape, or form that means for you. It's different for each one of us. So I'm very excited. Tonight, we are going to be live for about an hour. I'm going to get to as many people as I possibly can. These readings will be mini readings. If you're interested in a more in-depth reading where we get a lot more validations, a lot more messages, then I very much encourage you to schedule your own reading with me, which you can do on my website at ashleyspiritualmedium.com. I will go ahead and I'll add that real quick right into the comments. ashleyspiritualmedium.com. So if you guys want to schedule a private reading with me, the month of November, I am doing private one-on-one 30-minute virtual sessions. So just you and I for 30 minutes connecting to whoever it is in spirit that comes through for you, whether it's loved ones or guides, or maybe a little bit of both. But I also have openings for group readings, so virtual and in person, of groups 6 to 10 people. Everybody is guaranteed a reading. So if you're interested in any of those options, head over to my website. There is more information there. But of course, if you have any questions, you can always email me at ashleyspiritualmedium@gmail.com. You can also go to my website and click the contact me button, and that'll direct you to my email as well. Kate said, got my ice cream and ready to go. Good. Hi, guys. The comments do go faster here on YouTube. So when I was going live on Facebook, there was always such a delay. I was always like 30 seconds to a minute behind, but I don't think there's a delay here. At least I haven't noticed one yet. It seems like we're all up to speed. So the comments do seem to come in a little bit faster, but still, the interesting thing is so far here on YouTube, the groups are much smaller. When I was going live on Facebook, there were a couple hundred people in there. Now on YouTube, we're getting somewhere between 30 to 50 people so far. Obviously, that may change as we grow, but with the smaller groups, I can get to, it's a better chance that I might be able to get to you. Hi, come on in, come on in. So I see you guys already asking your questions. We will absolutely get to those in just a second. I'm just going to give it a minute for people to come on in. Couple things I did want to mention real quick. If you have not subscribed to my email list yet, I highly, highly, highly encourage you to do that. And that's not because I want to spam you with information or junk up your inbox. But as the ones of you who have followed me, you know what happened with Facebook. And after 2.5 years of building a business page on Facebook, they just completely shut me out, banned me, would not give me a reason why. It's now been a month and I still don't have access to it. So I had to start all over again, which means I lost access to 7,000 plus people, which was kind of devastating, but we're making the most of it. So now there's a new Facebook page, but it's really shown me that any type of social media, even here on YouTube, very unstable. You never know what's going to happen. It's something that we really don't have any control over. So email is the best way to ensure that should anything like that ever happen again, you're still able to get my updates and find out where I went. I don't just go missing, and I can still, share offers with you and we can still keep in touch. So I very much would encourage you to subscribe to my email list if you haven't already. Again, you can do that on my website. But I'm also doing a giveaway. So my birthday is on the 10th. And I thought it would be really fun to give away 5 free mini card readings on my birthday. So if you subscribe to my email list, you are automatically put into that drawing. And on the 10th, I will be choosing 5 people at random to receive a completely free mini reading through email. So definitely another reason for you to go and subscribe if you haven't done that already. Thank you so much for wishing me a happy early birthday. It's funny, I still get excited. I've always gotten excited about my birthday. It's like a month-long celebration, but as you get older, it's not quite as exciting, but we're still celebrating. I don't know what we're doing. Maybe just lounging around eating ice cream, but I'm cool with that. And then the last thing I wanted to mention before we get started with the readings is I am offering $10 one question readings right now. I don't know how long that's going to continue, but it's an offer right now. So you can head over to my Instagram, you can head over to my Facebook page, and more details are listed there. On Facebook, you can just go to facebook.com/spiritual medium Ashley, and I should pop right up. But all the information is listed there if that's something that you guys are interested in. That offer is psychic only. So with that offer, there's no mediumship, which means no connecting to loved ones. But if you need any sort of insight, guidance, support on any particular area of your life, I would definitely encourage you to check it out. So we have 48 people in here right now, which is just amazing. I absolutely love it. So please continue to share this video. I do appreciate it. Get it out there. Help people find me. I'm still trying to get the word out to all the old followers, letting them know, hey, I'm still here. I'm just in a new spot. So your interaction and your sharing and just your help is incredibly, incredibly appreciated. Okay. So with all that, let's go ahead. Let's jump right into the readings. I'm so ready. We're going to get to as many people as we can. Yes, like the video. Go ahead right now. Click the like button and also click the subscribe button. That way you'll always get notified when I go live. But if you could like this video, that helps me as well. Any sort of interaction, huge, huge, huge help. And I'm not afraid to beg for that. So I'm begging you, please help me get that word out there. I appreciate you. So the way that tonight works is if you're new to me, I'm going to get to as many people as I can. And again, these are just mini readings. So we're not going to go super in depth. If you want a more in-depth reading, schedule a reading with me through my website. But tonight we're going to get to as many people as we can. So if you're new, the way that it works is you simply comment and let me know what your question is, what the area of your life that you're wanting guidance is, or if you want to connect with a loved one who's passed away, simply leave your relationship with them in the bottom. So you could say my dad or my sister, whoever it is. I don't need any other information than that. Spirit will come through and they will do that for us. But obviously I can't get to, sorry, I got distracted with the comments. I can't get to everybody tonight, but we will absolutely get to as many people as we can. And then I will be live again next week, same time, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central with more free readings. And I am going live on Friday as well in my fan club, which is now called the Inner Circle. It's a beautiful group. So if you guys are interested in that, again, my website, that's where you can sign up. Danny, thank you. Okay, so let's jump right in. I'm going to take just a second to get myself in the zone, welcome in spirit, take a sip of water real quick because I do a lot of talking. Okay, and everyone can see and hear me okay? Yes, we're good? There's no technical issues? All right. And I do have some music playing in the background. If it's too loud, I don't know how loud it is on your end. Just let me know. Okay. All right. So first person I immediately want to go to, let's see here. Loud and clear. Good. Thank you. Of course, I'm happy to do these readings, Ashley. Love them. All right. So Misty Pugh. Misty, I want to go to you first. You said I would love to hear from my father-in-law or my mama. Okay, so as soon as I read your comment, Misty, I did feel a gentleman stepping forward. And first thing he does is he kind of puts his hand over his chest. So when they do that, that's usually my indication that it was something with the heart or they were struggling with something with the heart. Now, your father-in-law snaps his fingers. So this makes me feel like the passing happens very quickly or it's very unexpected. But he keeps telling me, he goes, I had to go quickly. I had to go quickly. So not that it was really a conscious decision for him to pass so quickly, but on a soul level, he knew it was his time. And in order for that passing to happen, it was almost like just had to rip the Band-Aid off. We just had to do it. And so he makes me feel like he's very much at peace with the way and the timing of how his passing happened. He understands that it was part of his journey. He has this really beautiful energy, and I feel like he just had this amazing heart. I can definitely feel with him that family is the center of his world. He makes me feel like, and maybe this is when he's younger, but he makes me feel like he was very hyper, like constantly go, 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 like was not one to sit down for long unless he absolutely had to. So let me know if that sounds like him. He's also referencing the number 4. So I'm not sure if there's 4 children, 4 grandchildren, an April connection, but there's something about the number 4 that he's giving me. Who works in construction? Who does the construction? I don't know if this is like a job or something that this is like a hobby. But he keeps showing me like cutting wood. I feel like there's a lot of renovations, a lot of things like that he's wanting to reference. He's also talking to me, Misty, about how he sends birds. He communicates with birds a whole lot. So pay attention to when you see the birds and your mind goes straight to your father-in-law. Do you also have a daughter, or who is the very, very young female that he would be referencing? I feel like she would be under the age of 7. I don't feel like she's an infant. Like, I feel like she's talking in some way. But I definitely feel like she's under the age of 7. But he's referencing how he watches over her and he still has a beautiful connection with her and is able to communicate. She doesn't have that veil yet. She doesn't have that filter that we tend to get as we get older. And so she's still able to communicate on some degree. And he's just very thankful for this relationship with her. I'm looking to see if I see any of your validations. If I see them, I will absolutely acknowledge them. But there's a lot of comments, so I will try not to miss it. Was he a smoker, or was there something also going on with his lungs? Because my lungs just started to feel sort of heavy with him. And he's taking in like this really deep breath, almost like a cleansing breath. So anything that was going on with the lungs, it's nothing that he's no longer dealing with. It's nothing that he's taken with him to the other side. It's just like a, I feel good, I feel happy, and I feel healthy. And he just has the most amazing personality. I feel like he was very funny and just a real joy to be around. So he sends his love. He is absolutely there with you and the family, comes through very peaceful. And I hope that makes sense and helps you to feel that beautiful connection with him. So thank you so much, Misty, for letting me connect with him. Okay. So next, why don't we go to... I want to go to Christy Grawling. What's my angels got for me? I really want to know who's there. Marriage in the cards for me. Christy, marriage is in the cards for you. As soon as I read that, it was like your guide standing there going, duh, why are you questioning it? Marriage is definitely in the cards for you. They show me the number 2. Have you been in 2 serious relationships in your life? Because they keep telling me number 3, like that's the one. So I feel like you've already been in 2 very serious relationships. I mean, there may have been others as well, but 2 very serious ones. But they keep telling me the third one, almost like third time is the charm. Like that's kind of the message that's coming through. There's definitely marriage there. Do you already have children? Because they keep telling me that there are children already involved. So I believe it's you who has a child, not him yet. But I think it's you have children already. Let me know if that makes sense. Yeah, marriage is definitely in the cards for you. You said yes. Okay, good. It's really interesting because your guides, so spirit, they're beautiful, their energy, their love, their light, they're all of that. But they also, they still have their sense of humor. And so it's funny because the way that your guides are giving this to me is like, duh, like how dare you question this? But it is 100% on the way for you. I see marriage for you, I'd say within the next 4 years. I feel this person's going to come in for you. I don't feel like they're here yet, but I do feel, well, wait a minute. They may be here already. I don't know if you're currently with someone. I don't feel like this is someone that you may already be with, but I feel like this may be somebody that you already know on some level. Because as soon as I said they're not here yet, your guides were like, hold up, hold up. So I do. I think this person is somehow already involved in your life, and marriage will happen within the next 4 years. And I do keep hearing December. So I'm not sure what December is going to be yet. If that's going to be when the wedding is, if that's going to be when you meet, if that's going to be like their birth month. But December is definitely going to be significant to this person. The card that I pulled for you is Earth Magic. And so this is a card that really talks about the power of manifestation, right? So if you put that energy out there, then that energy comes right back to you. Earth Magic is a reminder that all things are connected, right? Energy is universal. So everything is connected. Which makes sense why they're making me feel like you are already connected to this person. They're kind of showing me like roots intertwined. So I wouldn't be surprised if when you get with this person, you find out you have similar friends or your families, attended the same church or like something crazy like that. Because it definitely feels like you two have kind of been orbiting one another, but not quite colliding yet, but that's coming up for you. So just stay patient, keep putting that thought out there, keep putting that want and that desire out there, and be prepared for how it shows up. So I know a lot of that won't make sense yet, but hopefully it will within the next couple years. Okay, let's go to all right. I want to go to Ashley put Petrucci? I don't know if I said that right. Ashley P., you said grandmother. Okay. Sorry if I completely butchered your last name. But when I read your comment, I did feel a grandmother come in, and I feel energy with her go through all throughout my body. So I feel that there were many different things going on simultaneously. But did she struggle with like a COPD or pneumonia? There's something with the lungs where they just feel a little heavy, but it doesn't necessarily feel to me like a full on like lung cancer. Could be, but it feels, I don't want to say less intense, but I don't know how to explain it. It's different. Like it just feels different, but I am definitely drawn to the chest with her for sure. The lungs, there's definitely something there. But I can feel it running throughout my whole body. So this is absolutely something where it would have affected the entire body, but it would have started from the chest. So let me know if you understand that. She does keep referencing 3 girls. So are there 3 daughters or 3 granddaughters? Do you understand why she keeps talking about the 3 girls? You said it was breast cancer. Okay. All right. That makes sense. So very much the chest. Okay. I love her energy because she just comes through like very upbeat. She comes through really, really sweet. And 3 granddaughters. Perfect. I saw that validation. So know that she's validating her beautiful granddaughters. But she comes in like really sweet, but also just a ball of energy. I feel like she was very, especially when she was well, like she was very quick-witted. I feel like she always, if you sassed her, she always had something to come back on you with. But she just feels like that grandma that would threaten you, but would never actually follow through. Might swing that spatula or something at you, but she's never actually going to swat you. She's just incredibly, incredibly loving, and I just adore her energy. Is this no? I think this may be your mom's mother, but does she have 2 sons? because I was going to say, is this your dad's mother? Because she keeps telling me two sons, but I feel more connected to your mom. So let me know if you understand that. And then would this grandmother also have a child or a grandchild with her on the other side? Because there's definitely a child for her on the other side that she's wanting to validate. I don't know if it's her child or a grandchild, but this feels like a child that maybe didn't necessarily make it into the physical world, but she still has this beautiful connection. So miscarriage, abortion, something like that, but she definitely has this beautiful connection. It is your dad's mother. Okay. And there are two sons. Okay. Perfect. And no child that you know of. That's okay. It could be maybe she had a miscarriage. Oh, you said yes, abortion. Okay. So know that even though that child never made it into the physical world, your grandmother is acknowledging that that child is still a part of the family and they still have this beautiful connection. Your grandmother's very, very proud of you. She keeps showing me music notes. So I feel like she communicates with you through music, but also I'm really drawn to the piano with her. So I don't know if she played piano, if you remember a piano being in her house, but I would encourage you to pay attention to how pianos and music really show up for you because it is a strong way that she communicates. And so she sends her love. She is there. She is beautiful. You have this amazing connection with her that you can trust. So talk to her, whether it's out loud or in your head, and she will always be there listening. You said I played piano and she was always so proud. Your grandmother is an excellent communicator. Like she just came through ready to go. So she's there. So when you talk to her, she is listening. Be open to the different ways that she communicates. So, spirit communicates through signs, symbols, and synchronicities. So there's no such thing as coincidence. So if you're thinking of your grandmother and you see something, or you see something and then think of your grandmother instantly, trust that that is coming from her. Okay. So I thank you for letting me connect with her. Like I said, she is a beautiful, beautiful energy and comes through incredibly strong. So I don't think you will ever have trouble feeling her and knowing that she's there. So thank you for letting me connect with her. Okay. Let's go to how would I be able to get a reading? So tonight you simply comment with what type of reading you're looking for, what your question is, either who you want to connect with, whatever it is that you're needing. And I'm just going to whoever it is that Spirit draws me to. But if you want a more in-depth reading, a private reading, then you can go to my website and schedule that. Okay, and just so you guys know, I still have a ton of availability for November. So next month in December, I will not be doing the private 30-minute sessions. So if that is something you're interested in doing and you want that one-on-one experience, November is the time to do it. All right, why don't we go to... Heather, anything. My anxiety is wild. You are not alone. You are not alone. I think anxiety worldwide is kind of wild right now. But for you personally, Heather, I immediately, when I read your comment, I saw a tree. And when I see a tree, it's always my sign that you need to ground yourself. It feels like your energy is just kind of floating in this weird in-between space right now. And so you're feeling out of sorts and you're not necessarily connected to spirit, but you're not necessarily grounded either. So you are definitely in this weird, unstable in-between state, which will leave you feeling confused, uncertain, fearful. So ground yourself, okay? Get outside, put your feet on the earth, lay in a field, take a spiritual bath, like whatever it is that you feel drawn to do, but ground yourself, okay? Once you start doing that, you're not going to feel a huge difference immediately. But I can almost guarantee if you stay consistent with this within 3 days of taking at least 10 minutes to really focus on grounding yourself, I would do it in the morning and at night. Okay. Just try it for 3 days and then journal, or at least, make little bullet points and notice the difference in your energy levels between right now and 3 days from now. Okay. Grounding yourself is really, really important. But that fear's got to go. That anxiety's got to go. Things are going to be okay. I keep hearing trust in the process. And I don't really know what you have going on. I don't really know what you have going on, but I definitely feel like things are going to be okay for you. You said, yes, I have court next Friday. I'm worried. You're going to be just fine. You're going to be just fine. I'm not sure what court is for. I keep getting taken to children, so I don't know if it's like a custody thing. But the card that came out for you is Close Encounters. And it's interesting because as you said, custody battle. Okay. So things are going to be just fine. Things are going to be just fine. I think, it's normal to be nervous. It's normal to be worried, especially when it comes to our babies. But if you are grounding yourself and you're not letting that anxiety get the best of you, you're going to walk into that courtroom feeling so much more prepared and just, okay, things are going to be all right. You're going to be able to trust and know that Spirit is there with you. The close encounters, for you, I feel like this is symbolizing the situation with this custody battle. I feel like you have felt close, like you have felt like you've been very close to either, I don't want to say losing your child because I don't feel like you're going to ever lose them. But I feel like you've been very close to not winning the battle. Does that make sense? But things are definitely going to work in your favor, 100%. So take some deep breaths. You'll be just fine going into it. But in the meantime, take some time to ground yourself. Okay. And I love that there are butterflies on this. Butterflies for me always, always, always represent spirit. So it's just a reminder that spirit is working with you. So I hope that that's helpful. All right, let's go to Summer 1111. You said, I'd like to, where to go? I'd like to know about my love life, please. When will I meet the right person? Summer, you're going to meet the right person when you're able to let go of the person from your past. You're holding on to them, and it's not so much a feeling of you want to get back with them, but you can't quite let them go. They still have a very strong energetic tie on you. So when you're able to fully let that person go and let that experience go and be thankful for the time they served in your life, then that next person is going to come in for you. But until then, anyone that does come in is going to be the relationship's going to be a little bumpy because you don't fully have the space for them. So I would encourage you to meditate, to think about this person from your past, to think about your traumas or your heartaches or whatever it is. And really just allow your emotions to come up. If you feel angry, that's okay. If you feel hurt and betrayed, that's okay. Whatever it is that you feel, allow that to come in and really sit with it. Don't try to suppress it. Really sit with it and acknowledge it. Acknowledge that it exists. And then find the gratitude in it. Find the gratitude in that experience. How did you come out stronger? What did it teach you? Because remember, everything happens for a reason. So when you can fully let go of this person and that relationship, this beautiful person will come in for you. And I know you didn't ask about this, but I also feel like there's some sort of healing that needs to happen with your relationship with your mom. But as you heal yourself, they're not giving me a timeline right now as to when this person's going to come in for you, but you do have a special someone for you. But first we need to make the space for them. So focus on your own healing. Okay. That's super, super important. And the card that came out for you, I absolutely love this card. So opening to discover. So this is a card, really it's open yourself up to discover yourself, learn about yourself on a deeper level, understand yourself on a deeper level, understand your experiences on a deeper level. And when you open those doors, you're going to open other doors for this beautiful relationship and this beautiful person to come in. So I hope that makes sense for you. Okay, why don't we go to... Let's see. Carolyn, I don't know if I said that right. Is my mom at peace? Your mom is 100% at peace. Summer, you're welcome. I'm glad that makes sense. Your mom is 100% at peace. I feel like with your mom's passing, she just snaps her fingers. Like things happen incredibly fast. I don't feel like it was completely out of the blue, but I don't feel like we were prepared for it to happen when it did. Does that make sense? She doesn't make me feel like there was really a chance to get a whole lot of closure. She really doesn't make me feel like there was a chance to really say goodbye or anything like that. And I don't really like to use the word closure because I don't think we ever get closure when we lose a parent or someone that we were really close to. I think it's more about finding a sense of peace with it. But your mom is very much at peace. She's talking about a father there in spirit who she was incredibly excited about being reconnected with. I just feel a deep bond between the two of them. It's either like a father or someone who would have been like a father to her, but very excited. You said yes, it was cancer and very fast. Yeah. But she is very much at peace. And was there something with the cancer that had affected the head? I don't know if it started in the brain or if it had spread, but she keeps taking me to the head, and she makes me feel like towards the end she wasn't completely coherent. It almost feels like that feeling when they put you on too much medication and you kind of go into this fog. Like that's sort of what she's making me feel. But she wants you to know she always heard, she always knew, she was always very aware, even if she wasn't able to communicate back. And she's talking about the red cardinals, how she sends you the red cardinals, and somebody wears a necklace of hers or in memory of her, and she keeps holding the necklace and like shaking it at me like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And she really wants to point that out. So whoever has that necklace, know that your mom is very, very aware of that. But those cardinals are a strong way that she communicates. Would you understand her connection to the number 3 or the month of March? And what's it say? She was unaware for the last 2 days. Yeah. So even though she may not have been able to express that she could hear you, she heard you. She knew who was there, and what was being said, and was still very, very aware. Just her body wouldn't allow her to express that. What is that? Does your mom also have a brother on the other side? There's someone who feels like a brother for her, that she's acknowledging being there. And again, just this beautiful connection. I love her because she's got this energy and she just comes in and she's like doing this little shake and doing this little shimmy and wanting you to know how good she feels. And it's just like this silly little dance. So I'm sure you can remember your mom like doing little dances around the house or kind of shuffling around. It's just like this playful little jig that she's doing, but it's a way that she's expressing, I feel so amazing. I feel good. And you still have this excellent, beautiful relationship with her. And she comes through just absolutely beautiful. She keeps talking about a Joyce. Do you know who Joyce is? You said, oh my God, yes, I and my sister wear a necklace for her. She adores that necklace. Like she is like shaking it like, oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I love it. So she's very aware and she's thanking you guys for that necklace. But she is beautiful. She is fantastic. She comes through strong, validating people with her on the other side. You said, and yes, her brother has passed. So know that the two of them are reunited. Your mom is a beautiful communicator. She comes in so clearly. She makes my job really easy, which I thank her for. That makes, I appreciate it. But she is at peace and she does have so much love for you. And so continue to talk to her, continue to just build that relationship with her and know that she's always going to be communicating back. Okay. So I hope that all makes sense. And I thank you so much for letting me connect with her. And I just saw you said Joyce was your mother-in-law. Perfect. So she is very much with so much family on the other side, whether they were blood related or not. She is not alone and she is watching over you and the family. So thank you for letting me connect with her. Okay. So what time is it? Oh, we're doing really good on time. Okay. Let's go to, let's see. All right. I want to go to, you're welcome, Carolyn. I want to go to Knickknack 1268. I have to get used to this YouTube thing because since I can't see your guys' real names, it's funny like saying the YouTube names. Okay, so Knickknack 1268. You said pop, please. Okay, so as soon as I read your comment, I did feel a gentleman stepping forward, and I feel very drawn to the chest, but I also feel drawn to my abdomen. So I feel like there was something going on in both areas, and it feels like something where it's a long-term illness, but progresses very, very fast. And I don't feel like he had lost his memory, but I do start to feel a little confused. And there's some energy in my head. So I don't know if it had spread to the head, or if you had just started to notice a difference in his thinking and in his memory. Would this be your grandfather on your mom's side? Okay. And he's another one that comes through and makes me feel like he was always just very busy, especially, before he was ill or before, anything started to happen when he was just very healthy and well. He makes me feel like he was always busy, not one to really sit around unless he was absolutely forced to. He keeps taking me outside. I feel like he was happiest when he was outside, even if he wasn't doing much. I don't feel like he was going hiking up mountains. Yeah, but I feel like he's just content outside. So sitting in the yard, sitting on the porch, whatever it was that he did, he does keep showing me tomatoes too. So do you remember him gardening or growing his own vegetables? You said, yes, he's on my mom's side. Okay, perfect. He's talking about his upbringing and how proud he is of the life that he created, making me feel like he did not come from very much, but the life that he created for his family, he's incredibly prideful of and absolutely adores. He also keeps giving me the number 6. So do you know if he had 6 siblings or if there's a June connection, how that number 6 makes sense? He loved camping. Yeah. So that's that outdoors, which I can relate. That's one of my favorite things to do. So pay attention when you're outside, okay? When you're out in nature, even if it's just in your front yard or your backyard, pay attention to animals, pay attention to just the feeling. If you look up at the trees and for some reason your mind goes straight to your grandfather, it's because he's with you in that exact moment. Who is it in the family that he shares a name with or a version of a name? There are 6 grandkids. Perfect. I love it. I love it. So he's definitely watching over all of you, all the grandkids. But he's talking about whoever this is that he shares a name with or shares a version of his name. It makes me feel like he wants to acknowledge this. So I don't know if he would have ever got to meet this person. So this has to be like a great grandchild for him, I would think. But make me feel like he never really got to meet them and just wants to acknowledge and thank the family for this. He keeps saying gift. So for the gift of naming this child after him. It's your son and his son. Perfect. So know that he's validating. I feel like this is more so for your son, validating that he's aware, he knows, and is just very, very thankful. I want you to pay attention to knocking in your house or like a tapping sound because it almost sounds like he's sitting here on my wall, like, like tapping his fingers. So pay attention to hearing like an unexplained tapping sound that typically happens when you're thinking of him or when you hear it, you think of him because it is a way that he communicates with you and tries to say, hey, I'm here. And how old is your son? Is he around 3 or do you have a 3-year-old? Because there's a 3-year-old in the family that he keeps telling me he communicates with. He communicates with this child and this child communicates back with him. But the child is definitely 3. He keeps saying the 3-year-old. Also, your nose will itch when your grandfather is around. So if you start to get a very itchy nose, just ask if it's him. And if it is, I bet that stops or there's something that changes. You have a 3-year-old daughter. So know that he communicates with your daughter. Okay. He communicates with her. She communicates back in her own way. And it's just a beautiful connection that the two of them have. And I keep hearing him do something that it almost sounds like a train, like a choo-choo. But that's again some sort of connection to him and his grandchildren. So you'll have to let me know if you understand that reference. But he comes through really beautiful. He is absolutely with you, very, very proud of you, and has this beautiful connection to your children, to you, to the rest of the family, and is definitely doing things to let you know that he's there. So trust those moments. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. Thank you for letting me connect with him. Okay. Let's see. All right, I need a sip of water. I feel like my throat's getting a little raspy. Okay, perfect. And I see there are 56 people in here, which is just amazing. So if every single one of you could share and like this video, that would make a huge difference in helping me to get this new page out there and helping people to find me. And I would very, very much appreciate it. Like, a lot. So click the like button, click the share button, let people know we're here, invite them in, subscribe to the page if you haven't already. Like I said, not afraid to beg. I appreciate it. Okay. And I'm going to put my website one more time, if I can type. That way, if you guys want to schedule with me, I just put it in the comments, but it's also in the description of this video. It's ashleyspiritualmedium.com. So that way, if you guys want to schedule a private reading with me, just head over there, click the schedule here button, and you can do that. All right, next, let's go to... Thank you for sharing and liking. I appreciate it. All right. I want to go to... Oh, the comments just jumped on me. Okay, let's go to... Maria Moyer. Maria, you just said open. Okay. All right. So Maria, when I'm drawn to you, I keep feeling like you need to take a step back. I feel like you're very busy, taking on more than any one person should. And your guides immediately, as soon as I read your comment, I just heard take a step back. Take a step back. I feel like you're trying to handle situations that aren't your responsibility, or that you have no control over. You're stressing about things and worrying about them. You know, that doesn't change the outcome of anything. It just lowers our vibration and it makes it harder day by day. But it definitely does feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders right now. So your guides are encouraging you, take a step back, make yourself a priority, and know that the world is not going to collapse around you if you do that. But it feels like you're running on E. So self-care, super, super important. Ground yourself, meditate, get creative, laugh, have fun, go have a drink with friends, take a nap, like whatever it is that you need to do to make yourself feel relaxed and feel better, do it. I feel like you keep seeing the numbers 11 and the number 1 a whole lot. So pay attention to how those show up for you, okay? It's a sign from your guides. It's a reminder that they're with you and that you are supported, okay? Because I feel like you're focusing a lot on these heavier emotions, the lower vibrational emotions like fear and uncertainty, and sadness and regret, and all those low vibrational feelings that really do not serve us. They're very human, so we're allowed to have them. We're human, but we don't want to stay there for too long, okay? So take some deep breaths, make yourself a priority, and know that you can still be there for those that you love. But if you have nothing else to give, you're not going to show up in the way that your loved ones need you to. So just take an hour. Just take an hour to take a nap, or to take a nice bath, or to journal, or whatever it is. Read a good book. Just an hour to help kind of reboost your energy, okay? What does that say? Daughter's in ICU, so stressed. I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope that she's going to be okay. But take care of yourself, okay? While she's in there, remember, be there for her, but you have to take care of yourself. Do you understand a February connection with your daughter? If it doesn't make sense yet, it might make sense this coming February. I feel like your daughter's going to be okay. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but I feel like I just keep hearing things are going to be okay. Like that's what Spirit keeps telling me. So they're not really explaining what that means, but I just keep hearing that statement over and over again. Things are going to be okay. And the card that I pulled for you is Birds of a Feather. This is a card for you that is really symbolizing call in others for support. You have people who love you. Don't be afraid to use that. You have people who will show up for you. Don't be afraid to ask. If you need someone to go and sit with your daughter while you go and you take a nap in the car, or you go and just get yourself a really good meal that's not from the hospital cafeteria, do it, okay? But don't be afraid to ask for that help. Birds of a Feather, this is very much a card that says you have people there to support you. You have that support. You have those loved ones. So call on them and they will show up for you. But take care of yourself and things are going to be just fine. Just take it a day at a time. Okay? So I send you all the love, and I hope the best for her, and I hope the best for you as well. So thank you for letting me connect. Okay. Let's go to Felicia and Ryan, is anyone coming through for me while pregnant? Felicia, as soon as I read your comment, I felt like a father or a father figure coming through. I feel like he wasn't incredibly old when he passed, maybe like middle-aged, but he doesn't feel like he was like, in his 80s or 90s. He feels like he would have been younger when he passed. And he keeps talking to me about the stomach. So I don't know if he would have had stomach cancer or something that was affecting his stomach, but I'm definitely drawn to the stomach. I also feel like there may have been some issues with his kidneys. Just kind of like, it almost feels like very slow organ failure in a way. It just kind of feels like things slowly kind of moving throughout the body. And he's showing me one thing after the next. So you have to let me know if you understand that. But this gentleman comes through kind of like the strong silent type. He doesn't come through super, super chatty, but he does come through with a lot of love and support. I almost feel like this could be somebody connected. I don't know if you would have known them or not, but I feel like this is someone connected to your spouse. But they watch over you and they watch over your spouse. But I'm definitely getting more drawn to them, that this is somebody somehow connected to them. So when I say father figure, it could be a dad, someone who was like a dad, an uncle, even a grandfather sometimes. Father figure it's a very broad term, but he just has that fatherly energy. But he doesn't really have a whole lot of messages. He just comes through very supportive. I would encourage you to pay attention to seeing shadows out of the corners of your eyes, especially in doorways or in corners. Corners near doorways, because he keeps taking me to the door, and it's almost like a protection thing where he walks back and forth and he stands by the doors. It's very much of a protection, just watching over you guys, letting you know that you're okay and you're supported. I do feel like he would have had a military connection at some point, not a career, but would have served at some point. It's interesting because I keep smelling like metal or steel. So I don't know if he worked at a steel mill, or how that would make sense. Maybe like a plumber, they always work with pipes. I don't know, but I keep smelling like metal or steel of some sort. But the card that I pulled for you is Waking the Lion. This is a card that talks about the power within yourself. So he's very much supporting you, but your guides are letting you know how strong you are, that this pregnancy is really pulling out that strength, and that you're strong, you're capable, and you've got that loving support behind you. So I hope that makes sense. You said, not sure. We will ask. Yeah, definitely ask. It's not uncommon when we get ancestors or loved ones that come through that we're like, no, I don't know them, but they know you. So I would definitely ask like the older generations in your family or his family and see how that makes sense. But this person is just there to protect. So you guys definitely have love on the other side. You're very welcome. Okay, so let's go to... All right. These comments. Okay. How about Elizabeth Hedrick? You said, hi, Ashley. I'm an open book, curious to see who's hanging around me. Okay, Elizabeth. As soon as I read that, I feel a younger female. I feel an older woman as well, but the younger female is definitely getting my attention. I feel like she, I don't know what your relationship with her. It kind of has like that friend feeling, but sometimes that friend feeling could also represent like a cousin or a sister. I just feel the friendship there. But I feel like her passing happens very quickly. It does not feel like it was at all expected. It almost feels more tragic. I feel like she was very young when she passed. I wouldn't even say 25. Like I feel like she's under 25. Okay. She does come in and immediately starts talking about the little boy that she watches over, but she's not letting me know if this is her son, your son, whose son this is. She just keeps validating a little boy that she watches over. Yeah, definitely a tragic passing because she just showed me my sign for tragic, tragic, tragic. So almost feels like maybe car accident. I don't know. Something very tragic though, because she just snaps her fingers. She goes, I was here and then I was there, and things happened very, very quickly for me. She's talking about changes going on in your life and wanting you to know that you have so many loved ones in spirit that are watching you right now. I keep seeing that the next year for you is going to be very big, like a lot of changes, a lot of achievements. Just the next year is going to be very, very big. I asked her how she's connected to you. I feel like she's taking me to, she keeps showing me like young version of you. So almost like teen, preteen, like around that age, like early teen, preteen age. So I feel like this is where you guys would have met, or this is where you know her from, like that era, that time period of your life. But she just comes through very supportive. She also keeps saying surprise. So I don't think this is someone you would have expected to come through, but she is coming through, and she wants you to know that she's around. And she keeps thanking you for your kind heart. She makes me feel like you were always very kind, and other people may not have always been kind to her, but you were always kind to her. And she just wants to thank you for that and let you know it meant a lot more than she was ever able to truly express to you. But she watches over you. She watches over the family. I also feel like she has a brother here in the physical world that she still watches over. I think he may be older than she is, the way that it feels. He may be an older brother, but she just comes through very sweet. So I don't know if you know who she is, but you have loved ones. Like I said, there's also this older female that's there, but the younger girl is who is stepping forward today. So I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, hold on to it. You know, it could be something where later tonight you're laying in bed and it clicks and you're like, oh my gosh, I know exactly who that is. But it's really, I feel like she's just coming through to say thank you for being kind and for having the heart that you do. So I hope that makes sense. And I thank you for letting me connect with her. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I am going to pull 3 cards, and that way everybody gets a reading. I'm not going to do any more one-on-ones tonight, but I will be live again on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central. So every week you can find me right here. So make sure you join. You never know when I'll be drawn to you. But I'm going to pull 3 cards. You choose the card you're drawn to, and then I'll share the meanings of each one. That way everybody gets some sort of reading tonight. And then again, if you guys want to schedule a private reading with me where you want a more in-depth reading, head over to my website. Lots of November availability right now. And you can schedule a one-on-one session. It's a virtual, so it doesn't matter where you're located. Or you can schedule a group session with some friends and family, 6 to 10 people. The group sessions are open to both virtual and in-person. For in-person, I'm located in North Texas, Corinth, Texas to be exact. So if you are interested in that, those take place at my office, or I can come to you depending on where you're located. But if you're not close by, you're anywhere else in the world, we can do virtual, 6 to 10 people. Everyone's guaranteed a reading. So if you're interested in any of those, head over to my website, email me with questions, but I am happy to help in any way that I can. So here are our cards. Oh, I like these. Okay. So here are your cards. I'm going to hold them up, and I want you to comment and let me know which one you're drawn to, okay? Just take a deep breath, and whichever one you are instantly drawn to, that is your card. So this is card 1, 2, 3. I'll give you guys just a second. Again, card 1, 2, 3. All right, you guys have your cards? One last time. Card 1, 2, 3. All right, let's do it. So if you were drawn to card 1, your card is the Royal You. I know you can't see it too well here on the camera, but the Royal You. This is a card that talks about the power that you have inside of you, the true you, the true essence of who you are. This is a card that is encouraging you to remember that you have that strength, that you have that power, that you are capable. The only limitations that we have are those that we place on ourselves. So remove that limitation. We are limitless beings. We can do whatever we want if we truly put our mind to it, and Spirit is going to help us with that. So the Royal You, put your crown on, own who you are, do what you feel drawn to do, be who you feel drawn to be, and don't let the fear of society or judgment or failure get in the way. If you're following your heart, everything else will figure itself out. Let go of your fears, let go of your insecurities, and just be yourself. All right. So that is the Royal You. So if you were drawn to card 1, that is your card. Let me know if you resonate with it. If you were drawn to card 2, the Rose's Kiss. This is a card that is a reminder to be present. Stop thinking about the future. Stop worrying about the past. It's okay to do it every once in a while, but you don't want to get stuck in the future. You don't want to get stuck in the past. You have to make time to be present. So if you were drawn to card 2, this is basically saying stop and smell the roses. Okay. So a great way to be present for me, I like to focus on my 5 senses. So if I'm like, okay, I'm going to go for a walk. I don't walk and talk on the phone. Instead, I walk. I might listen to music, but I really try to focus on my surroundings. If I'm watching the leaves blow in the wind, I'm really watching them, like really focusing on them. If I don't have my headphones in and I'm listening to the sounds of nature, I'm really listening to what the birds sound like. What are their tones? You know, how does the air feel on my face? I'm intentionally being present on those things. So stop and smell the roses every once in a while. Just enjoy what you have right now. Remember that what you have right now is most likely something that you wished for years ago, right? Or if you're going through a hard time, there's light at the end of the tunnel. This is just something to get you there. We have to sometimes go through the heartaches to get to the beauty, right? So just be thankful for whatever it is that's in front of you. All right, so that is card 2. Yeah, it is a beautiful card, isn't it? And then if you were drawn to card 3, the Grand Symphony. I love this card too. You can't see it too well on this camera. But the Grand Symphony, this is a card that talks about how nothing in itself is beautiful, right? It's the way the world works together. So if we're talking about a grand symphony, right? It's not just the one instrument that makes the symphony. It's how all the instruments work together. So this is a reminder that look at how all your relationships work together with those here in the physical world, those in the spiritual world. Look at the different aspects of your personality and who you are, how that all works together, your traits and maybe your weaknesses. How do they all work together to create the life that you have and the person you are? Remember that we can't do anything solely on our own. We always have the help from spirit. We sometimes have the help from those here in the physical world. We always have the help from the law of attraction, the universe, right? So the Grand Symphony, all the pieces coming together to create one beautiful masterpiece. So nothing happens by coincidence. Everything happens for a reason, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, whether it's something big or something really small and insignificant. Everything happens for a reason. It's all meant to get you that life that you're meant to have, that you desire, or that's meant to serve your highest good. And sometimes that shows up differently than what we think it's going to. Okay, all the pieces are coming together to create that masterpiece, and you have to trust that. You're not in control of every single instrument. So you control your instrument and what you do and what you bring into this symphony, but allow everyone else in the universe and spirit and whatever else there is to bring their instrument. And that way this beautiful symphony can just explode and be something better than you ever imagined. I don't know if I explained that right. I feel like that was a weird way to explain it, but I hope that made sense. Yeah. And if you guys resonated with all 3, that's fine. You needed to hear all 3 messages. So I love it. And I love to see that you guys resonated with them. So even if I did not get to you personally tonight, I hope that you resonated with one of these cards or all 3 of them. Or even if I gave a reading to someone else, but you're like, oh my gosh, that sounds so much like my loved one, or oh my gosh, I needed to hear that today. You were meant to hear that. You were meant to hear that. You were supposed to be here for that. So trust that that was also a message for you. So I thank you guys so much for joining me. It's been a beautiful hour. Spirit did incredible. So I thank Spirit for showing up. Your loved ones did amazing. Your guides did amazing. And I'm just so glad that you were able to join me. So if you had liked this video, thank you again. If you've shared it, thank you, thank you, thank you. Continue to share and head over to my website, ashleyspiritualmedium.com. Subscribe to my email list. Remember, if you're subscribed to my email list, I'm entering you in a drawing. And on the 10th, I will be choosing 5 people who have subscribed to win free mini email readings. They're psychic, but totally free, no cost to you. So head over to my website, subscribe to my email list, schedule a reading with me if that's something you're interested in doing. But I absolutely love and appreciate each one of your supports. Renee said, Ashley, you were spot on with my husband. He came through to our daughter-in-law, Misty. He had a bad heart and he was a smoker and he passed really fast. We have 2 birds we named before he passed. Thank you. I love it. I love it. You're welcome, Renee. I'm glad you were able to hear that message and that was able to get through to you. So thank you guys so much. I love and appreciate each and every one of you, and I will talk with you all soon. Have a great night. Bye.